Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are on the Texas Tropical Trail taking a look at the Don Pedrito Shrine, one of my favorite figures in all of South Texas. Now, Don Pedrito is a patron saint of South Texas. His actual name is Don Pedrito Jaramillo, and he was a Purepecha Indian from Mexico that ended up in Texas and pretty much served the region as a folk healer, curandero, and all that kind of stuff. He was very popular. All the vaqueros and cowboys from the King Ranch and Kennedy Ranch would go and seek his services. This was a time during the late 1800s when there wasn't a lot of medicine around. So a lot of the poor people would turn to local curanderos and curanderas who knew how to work the herbs in the area and learn how to heal. So they became really important people in the community. And Don Pedrito was one of these people. As you can see, he was very revered. He had a big old bushy beard. And if you come here to his shrine, you get to see some relics that people have left behind. There's a statue. Now, a couple years ago, some vandals broke in and broke his face, but they fixed it, which I am glad. Everyone should be able to believe what they want to believe and worship in the best way that they think is fit for themselves. If they choose to worship, they can choose to not worship either. Anyways, you'll see a lot of pictures pinned to the walls when you come here, and it's people pretty much asking for special help from Don Pedrito to intercede on their behalf. As you can see, he had something going on with his nose that happened, and he ended up putting some mud on it, and it cured it. And so mud was usually one of the very main ingredients in all of his folk healings. And if you come here, you can see his actual place where he was buried. There's his tombstone. And people are always leaving flowers for him because, like I said, he is very revered in the community. People do really think about him and care about him. And I myself like all things folk religion. So coming here was definitely on the top of my list. Plus, I love that statue. Look at that statue. Look at the craftsmanship on it. You can tell they were not trained, but you can tell there was a lot of love involved in it, which is probably some of my favorite artwork. Artwork that comes from untrained hands just looking for a way to make art. Anyways, that's Don Pedrito. He's an awesome guy. There I am trying to pose with him. And Don Pedrito, if you're out there, don't get mad at me for putting horns on you. On the outside, you can see some of the other people who have been buried here in this small cemetery near Falfurrias, Texas. I forgot to tell you where this place is at. Falfurrias, Texas. And I was sort of inspired by Don Pedrito. I had a dream that he came to me. So I decided to go home and start painting a portrait of him. And here is the process of it. It's surrounded by cactus and a lechuza and some doves, a mariposa, and little by little I started filling in the color, although he looks kind of chubby, but still, that's the final copy. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this little lesson on Don Pedrito, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.